When a large cat is left at the shelter, his previous family says he doesn't get along with their kids. However, the way they describe the cat's behavior doesn't match what the shelter staff sees. A few hours later, something unexpected happens. The doors of the Humane Society in Carroll County, Maryland, had just opened when a man walked in, carrying the biggest cat the receptionist had ever seen. The ginger and white cat was so large that he barely fit in the man's arms, which explained the uncomfortable look on his face. As the man started explaining why he was there, the receptionist felt like he wasn't telling the full story. Over the years, the shelter staff had seen a lot and could tell when something didn't seem right. Adjusting the cat in his arms, the man said he had to give up the cat because he didn't get along with the family's children. He introduced the cat as Edgar and said he wasn't a good fit for their busy home, describing him as distant. The receptionist nodded, but she suspected the man wasn't being completely honest. Usually, animals aren't distant for no reason, and Edgar didn't look very happy. Although she wasn't sure, she guessed that the children had been too rough with Edgar and hadn't been taught how to treat him gently. The man set Edgar on the floor without even giving him a goodbye pat, then quickly left, clearly done with the cat. The receptionist was shocked and immediately rushed over to Edgar. Despite his giant size, the poor cat looked lost and scared. She slowly bent down to stroke him, not wanting to startle him. To her surprise, Edgar rubbed up against her hand and began to purr loudly. It didn't align with the aloof description the man had given. The cat seemed to be a gentle giant, causing the receptionist to wonder even more about what had truly happened in the family. Edgar had joined the family as a young cat, but as he grew rapidly, the family was shocked by his size. The young children believed that just because the cat was so big, they didn't need to be gentle with him. Soon, their rough handling and constant shouting caused endless stress for Edgar. The poor cat would try to avoid the children and hide, but being so large, there wasn't really anywhere for him to go, and they always managed to track him down. Edgar was an affectionate cat, but he eventually became defensive due to the children's unruly behavior. No one in the household ever bothered to correct the children's behavior, blaming the cat instead. Now, because of his fear and stress, he had been abandoned at the shelter. The large cat lounged on the cool tiled floor of the Humane Society. He seemed more relaxed now, and the receptionist couldn't help but think this was probably the first time in a long while that he had truly been able to let his guard down. The shelter staff bustled around him. He caused quite a sense of awe and curiosity with his size, as the shelter didn't think they'd ever had a cat so big in their care before. It wasn't just his impressive weight, coming in at a solid 21 pounds. It was his height too. He was a giant in every sense of the word. His fur was thick and shaggy, hinting that Edgar might have Maine Coon DNA. Maine Coons are known for their large size and affectionate nature, which certainly seemed to fit Edgar. Whenever a new animal arrived at the Humane Society, the staff would quickly create an adoption plan. Even though they grew attached to every animal, their goal was always to find them a new home as soon as possible, as long as the animal had no health or behavior problems. Edgar had been checked and was healthy, and his playful belly rubs showed he was a gentle giant. The staff were determined to find him a calm, loving home. They knew Edgar had a lot of love to give and wanted to make sure he never had to go through stress again. Their first step was a social media campaign, knowing his unique appearance would attract attention. They took funny and cute pictures of Edgar and posted them online, hoping it would help him find a new owner quickly. Then they waited to see what would happen. They'd had success with other adoptions using this method, but they were shocked to see that within minutes, Edgar's pictures were circulating on Facebook. His huge stature and the description of his gentle nature had captured the attention of countless animal lovers. The shelter was confident they'd soon be receiving requests from people eager to take Edgar home. But there was only one person who would be able to take him home. Jenna was casually scrolling through Facebook when she came across Edgar's photo. Captivated by his size and bright ginger fur, she felt an instant connection to the cat. After a quick search on Maine Coons, known for being affectionate and intelligent, Jenna thought Edgar would be the perfect companion for her playful cat, Loki. She showed the post to her boyfriend, Rich, and they decided to visit the shelter. At the shelter, Edgar greeted Jenna with a soft purr and affectionate nudges, quickly winning her over. After completing the adoption paperwork, they took Edgar home just 3 hours after he'd been surrendered. Jenna was excited to see how he would fit into their family, but when they arrived, Loki and their dog Thor were cautious of Edgar's large size and kept their distance. The couple decided to take the introduction slowly, giving all the animals time to warm up to each other. Edgar was left to explore his new home while Loki and Thor spent some time in a separate room. Slow and steady was the key to making this work, and Jenna was confident that her other 2 pets would soon be won over by Edgar's lovable personality. For a while, Edgar explored his new surroundings with great curiosity. Once he had been in and out of every room a few times, he decided to settle down for a nap. It had been a very eventful day, leaving one family and joining another, so it was no surprise that he was tired. However, when he woke up just 30 minutes later, something about the gentle giant had changed. All of his energy seemed to have been zapped out of him, and he didn't seem interested in coming near Jenna or Rich. The young woman was worried. This wasn't the cat they'd seen at the shelter, or even the one who had been energetically exploring his new home not that long ago. Rich tried to reassure her, saying it was all part of the settling in process, but Jenna wasn't so sure. Something didn't feel right, so she told her boyfriend that, given they didn't know much about Edgar, she'd feel better if they got him checked out by their vet, just to be sure. At the vet clinic, Edgar seemed to get worse, looking unhappy and tired, which made Jenna very worried. Although his previous checkup had shown he was healthy, the vet revealed that Edgar had a mild heart condition, likely made worse by stress. The news was a shock, but the vet assured them it wasn't severe, and with regular checkups and gentle exercise, Edgar could live a long, happy life. Jenna and Rich spent the next few days helping Edgar settle in, following the vet's advice and encouraging interaction with Thor and Loki. Despite the rough start, Edgar slowly adjusted to his new home. The more time Thor and Loki spent around the giant cat, the more they started to realize that there was nothing to be scared of, and that he just wanted to be friends. Loki was the first to engage and play with his new companion, while Thor stayed close by, watching the pair until he decided it was safe enough to join in. To Jenna's relief, Edgar was making a swift recovery. It was as if he had allowed himself to fully relax and enjoy his new family once he saw that Loki and Thor were friendly, and that the couple just wanted to shower him with love. All the tension seemed to leave his body as he became part of the new family. Over time, Edgar, Loki, and Thor became close friends. They were often seen lounging together in the sunlight or curled up on a bed. Edgar lived up to his reputation as a gentle giant, being affectionate and loyal. Jenna found it hard to understand how his previous family could have described him so negatively. Unlike the picture they painted, Edgar was calm and loving. Jenna believed the children must have mistreated him, which made him stressed. But now he was happy in his new home. Keeping an eye on his health was easy, and he enjoyed playing with Thor and Loki. When not playing, Edgar loved cuddling with Jenna and Rich. Months passed, and Edgar settled in as if he'd always been there. Jenna was grateful that her random Facebook scroll led her to the gentle giant who had finally found his place. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you.